Hi everyone, this is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. Please note nothing in this video is financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. If you want to stay up to date with my latest videos, click the subscribe button below as well as the bell next to it. These videos come out generally once a day, but they come out at different times. Intraday updates and major market moves around the cryptos that I cover in this video, you can click on that Twitter link, it's in the description below. Let's get started. Okay, it's 8:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on July 2nd, 2021. Here we are. We are in this broadening wedge for sure. I think we're gonna, we're probably staying here for at least the weekend, obviously. And then we have to see how things shape up. Right now, we are still consolidating through here, and we have to get through this top yellow line that I continue to mention. Now, of course, this chart with Nucypher US dollar is driven by two things. One is the inner strength, or Nucypher's performance indicator, which is called Nucypher Bitcoin, or NUBTC, and multiplying that by benchmark, the benchmark Bitcoin, which is truly the one that drags everything around. And so we've kind of decoupled these two things, and looking at each individual one will give us insight in terms of what will happen to the Nucypher US dollar. So let's take a look at Nucypher Bitcoin, which is the performance indicator. This one to me is incredibly compelling. This is a very long-term consolidation. I expect there to be some bullish action on the back of this. Now, if I zoom out here, the last time we've had a consolidation for this long is roughly around this area here, where it's been kind of horizontal. And then look at what happened on the back of that. So I'm not anticipating a move today or tomorrow or this weekend. Just so everyone understands, this is not a day in day out type of investment. With these types of things, you gotta kind of stay into it for the long term. It will pop. It will pop in my view, but we have to kind of we have to make sure we see this thing play out. A lot of exciting things coming up on the horizon, particularly around the Keanu network, which would be deployed sometime later this year. Now let's go over to the graph. Now on the graph, we are looking at a pretty strong line of resistance on the graph US dollar pair. And with the graph, we've been hitting our head on this resistance line, this red diagonal resistance line, since May 6th, which is almost a couple of months ago. So we really have to break through this in earnest in order for us to see real, proper, bullish action. And unfortunately, until we get over this red line, we're going to continue down this trend. Obviously, this line, when drawn further out, takes us down here. So something's going to give sometime between now and a couple of weeks from now. So keep your eye on this one over the next 2 weeks. We'll keep focused in on that over the next few videos. And then over here we've got clearly this red line here, also on the graph related to Bitcoin, which is the graph's performance indicator. Still under this trend here. We popped over, we were hopeful, but we came back underneath it. So it was very short-lived. So it didn't really measure up to anything. In that case, what we have to do is we have to wait and see. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of price activity way past here, except for maybe down here at the 1331 range for the graph relative to Bitcoin. Now we're going to move into RLC. Okay, on RLC we are at $2.71, and just so everyone understands, again, we compare the inner strength, or the performance indicator of RLC multiplied by Bitcoin. Bitcoin we get to at the end of the video. So effectively where we are right now is on RLC. We're not performing well on the RLC US dollar pair, probably driven primarily by Bitcoin. Because when I flip over to the RLC Bitcoin pair, we're definitely over that line of support, and I think this is truly, it's been consolidating for a couple of weeks now. So we're going to see this thing play out, and hopefully we can start making our move back to the upper end of that channel, and we'll keep you posted on that. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is at 33,000 right now. We also have a similar view. This has been going on for 2 months. This is this downward resistance line. This is a longer term resistance line than some of the shorter ones we've drawn in the past. Now within Bitcoin, US dollar, we see some flaggish pattern here. If it keeps going down, it will just continue to go down. But flags can pop, but this is kind of a long, extended flag, so it's hard to see where this one will go. It's interesting to point out that over the last couple of days, we've been bouncing between 33,000 and 32,000. We'll have to see how this thing plays out. Ultimately, we want to get over this orange line here and get back on track, ultimately, to that green line, which points us to 80,000. On the Bitcoin news, here we're talking about there's an Australian regulator talking about looking for regulation and best practices and methodologies in handling and regulating crypto assets. Another big country looking to adopt Bitcoin. Again, regulation's not bad. It just makes it legal, if anything else. Now moving over to the U.S. State Department. This is straight out of CoinDesk. U.S. State yesterday urging El Salvador to be responsible about Bitcoin adoption. This is very big news. I'm taking a good look at Bitcoin and figuring out how to handle this, this currency, because it is in competition with the U.S. dollar to some degree. I think it's complementary because people will switch out of Bitcoin to U.S. dollars anyway. Generally speaking, depends. But in the case of El Salvador, I think it's good that the U.S. is actually working with El Salvador on Bitcoin. They're not telling them you can't do it. Just make sure that you're looking at it. So I think it's important that they do that, and I think we're on the right track with Bitcoin. Of course, a little bit under pressure, as indicated by this orange line. Anyway, I am out. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.